bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Snow Night reviewer. And so, finishing up our our label week, which was Anchor Bay, I decided to bring you Alligator 2. So I think most of you know that Alligator and Alligator 2 have had a recent upgrade, very slight upgrade from Scream Factory, with the first Alligator getting a 4K release, and then the Alligator 2, the mutation, getting just a Blu-ray. I decided to upgrade my Anchor Bay DVD. It's a great DVD set. This had it for a while now. Highly recommend picking it up if you don't have any release of any of these movies, and you don't fancy paying the price of the 4K or Blu-ray. But I wanted to get the first one because I love this first one, and I was okay keeping the DVD for the second one, which is what I'm talking about now. So the mutation. So this one's actually got quite an interesting cast. We have Steve Rails back in this. We have Dee Wallace, Richard Lynch, Kane Hodder's in it for a bit. We have a Sub-Zero character from Running Man, and it's Joseph Bologna is our main guy. So the thing with this is, I think it was an issue that was labelled against it when it actually came out. It's not really a sequel. It's really kind of just a remaking of the first one. Even like your main character, he follows a policeman, and it's kind of almost like a TV kind of movie version of it. It has that, not all TV movies, but it's very feel good and jokey, and lacking suspense. I mean, there are suspenseful parts in it, but like the first half of this is, there's no alligator really. You're just following Detective what's his name, Hutchins or something like that. I can't remember what it is now. Hodges or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of H names in this. But anyway, yeah, you're just kind of following him around for like the first half. Like, there's been a bit of a leg turn up at like body part, and so he's kind of investigating it. His wife is Dee Wallace, and she's some sort of animal forensics scientist or something like that, and she's analysing like what's going on with it and taking samples, and she's trying to find out what's going on. And he wants to shut the lake down, like the park area where this happened. But you have the Steve Railsback character who is like this kind of crooked land developer, and it's going to harm his investment if that happens, because he's trying to buy a lot of property and he's going to redo or like build something else there or something like that. He's completely corrupt to all hell, and he's kind of got the mayor in his pocket. The mayor is kind of like maybe an okay guy, but he's kind of a bit sucked into this. So they try and put him under house arrest. He's kind of not quite slapsticky, but he manages to escape and stuff like that. And the young officer, he kind of handcuffs to the toilet to manage to escape. It's a little bit later. He gets suspended, but becomes like the sidekick. He has a bit of that's where it differs kind of the first one. He kind of picks up a sidekick in this one. And yeah, like I said, it takes a good half an hour to get going before kind of really clicks into the story, and you kind of start getting a bit somewhere. A lot of the tone and the mood changes a bit. You have a lot of more suspense. There's like a few deaths. Like there's the police sergeant who's like, you know, the big shouty police sergeant. He's a bit shouty in this, but then he's also got this nice side. There's this nicety all the way through the movie, and it's all right. But he gets killed, and the mayor's in the other car, because there's two cars, like there's Steve Railsbeck character and the mayor, and they kind of their driver's like ramming the police officer off the road, and he crashes and dies, and like the mayor's like, what's going on? This is terrible. It's kind of making him question kind of like what he's doing, kind of his life decisions. So all this is going on whilst they're trying to figure out what's going on with this alligator, and Dee Wallace, she actually finds out that there's this saliva and it's mixed with this kind of mutated enzyme sort of thing. It's but Steve Railsbeck's character also has this kind of like this waste, like nuclear kind of waste. It's not, I don't think it's nuclear, but yeah, they have these waste products. They've been doing all these experiments and they've been dumping it, and basically this alligator is mutated. It's thanks to him. So it's just an all-round general shit in this movie. But they're going to try and kill it, but at the same time, like Steve Railsbeck's character doesn't actually want this going on, so he hires his own team of like kind of alligator hunters, crocodile hunters sort of things, and it's where Richard Lynch finally comes into the film, and he's got a younger brother, Kane Hodder, and they're trying to get it, and it all goes wrong. He loses a few men. Kane Hodder actually dies, and then Richard Lynch teams up with Mr. Bologna and his young sidekick, and they kind of like go off and to try and kill this alligator, and then we have the kind of the third part of the movie, our climactic kind of ending, where there's this fun fair at this park area with the lake that they wanted to shut down. Obviously they don't do it. Steve Railsbeck is trying to get people to sell their houses so they can buy all this land property, and so he's got all this fun fair, loads and loads of people there, and the mayor is actually confronting him, saying that he's gonna shop him to the police. Of course he kills the mayor, so that doesn't go down too well. And then the alligator kind of comes out and starts to run amok, going crazy. Steve Railsbeck actually lands in the water at one point and gets chewed to pieces, which is quite good. He has a rather wonderful mullet throughout this movie. He gets all chewed up and he's gone. And then we're kind of following it. How we kill the alligator. Like they're trying to get it blown up with a homemade bomb, but it eats the detonator. Then they're kind of trying to stab it with some poison. Richard Lynch kind of gets kind of chewed up as well at that point. He's trying to stab the hell out of it with a knife, and then the poison doesn't really work. Mr. Bologna, Detective Bologna, and that's the character's name, Hodgins or something like that. He gets him and his sidekick, younger police officer, get rescued by helicopter. Then they go back into the sewer, and then they kind of blow it up with bazookas. And at the end, they come out, and all the kind of the people that are at this fair all cheering and clapping, and Dee Wallace, the wife, is waiting for him, and the youngest sidekick, he's been like this kind of in the middle part of the movie. They start to focus on him more, and he kind of gets it together with the mayor's daughter, and then they kind of don't really bother with those again. It kind of happens like that. It kind of gets a bit wayward at one point, like a few points actually. Like I said, the first half is following Joseph Bologna, and then it gets to the point where it starts following this younger rookie, and then following more Steve Railsbeck, what's going on, and it's a bit disjointed how it all goes. And it's quite cheesy. It's not very good, but it's entertaining. I like this movie. I know it has some hate, I think. There's some like people that are just like, it's a bit of a trash movie, but it's all right. It's nowhere near the quality of the first one. Like the first one's like the acting, the story, like everything about everything about the first one is much better. But yeah, it's alright. It's worth a watch. It's why I'm keeping hold of this Anchor Bay set. Like, one of my favourite Anchor Bay releases. I must admit, I don't have too many now. It's like, I think this and Q the Winged Serpent are like my favourite two that I actually do own. And it's a good way for me to keep Alligator 2 because I don't need to upgrade to the Blu-ray. Like I said, I'm very happy to upgrade to get the 4K with the first one, but the second one, this DVD is fine for me. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will catch you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.